Welcome to another episode of Hey Grok. In this series, I'll be asking Grok, who is an AI chatbot on X or Twitter, a series of questions about Liverpool Football Club. So in the last episode, I asked about FSG and their ownership of Liverpool. I went into a conversation with Grok, who is a conversational chatbot on Twitter. And it was very, very intriguing, very, very interesting, actually. I really enjoyed filming the episode. I really enjoyed looking at what Grok had to say about FSG. And in this episode, the specific question is, hey, Grok, where does Mohamed Salah sit in the Premier League greats? This is the answer I got from Grok. And then we went on to a conversation just like the last episode. I asked questions, they asked questions back. And it was very, very intriguing and interesting conversation. So let's start it off then. Hey, Grok. Where does Mohamed Salah sit in Premier League greats? So this is the first answer Grok gave me back. Mohamed Salah is undoubtedly one of the Premier League all-time greats. As of March 30th, 2025, he has scored 184 goals in the competition, placing him 6th of all-time Premier League scoring list. Level with Arsenal legend Thierry Henry, his 252 goal involvements, goals plus assists, in 279 appearances rank him 7th in Premier League history, with an incredible rate of goal involvement every 1.1 games. Better than anyone ahead of him on that list, which is a very intriguing point there. A goal or assist every single game, basically, which is a better rate than anyone above him in the list. Very intriguing. It goes on to say, when it comes to ranking among the Premier League greatest players, it's a subjective call, but the stats make a compelling case for top 10 spot. He's outscored icons such as Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard on 120 goals with Steven Gerrard, and his trophy cabinet includes a Premier League title, multiple Golden Boots. He's also a Playmaker Award in 2021-2022. He's also broken records such as the first player to hit double figures for both goals and assists in 4 consecutive seasons, and doing so in a record 6 seasons overall. Compared to other legends, Salah's efficiency stands out. His 229 goals in all competitions for Liverpool came quicker than Henry's 228 for Arsenal by 4 games, and is only 15 goals shy of Andrew Cole's in 4th place in the Premier League goal scoring chart, a target he could realistically hit this season if he keeps up the current pace. His 85 assists also put him 10th of all time, level with David Beckham, though he's somewhere off Ryan Giggs with 162 record. His record is for assists. Where he lands in the pecking order depends on what you might value. Some might argue Thierry Henry goes on to what Thierry Henry says, and Alan Shearer, leading goal scorer of all time, edge him out on longevity and peak impact. Others might point to Salah's unique blend of scoring and creating, plus his big game performances, like 11 goals and 6 assists in 21 games against Manchester City. Obviously, Manchester City being the elite team in the last few years. As evidence, he's in the conversation for a top 5 spot. If he delivers another title with Liverpool, that could tip the scales even further. Then went on to ask me, what do you think does his consistency and versatility put him above some of the traditional big names? Big point about Salah turning up in big games. That's one thing that I've always noticed with Salah. Just like Steven Gerrard, when I compare him to the greats at Liverpool, Steven Gerrard always turned up in big games. Salah has done that more than most, and in big games such as Man United games, your Everton games, your Man City games specifically, because those Man City games, as it said there, this Man City side are the team to beat in the last 10 years. So when he's performing in games like that, which become title winning games, don't they? And Mohamed Salah has certainly been involved in those games, massive impact on those games. So this is where I went on to answer that question of where do I put him in the traditional big names. I think he has to be spoken about alongside the names of Thierry Henry and Cristiano Ronaldo due to his longevity of consistency, the records he has broken, and the ability to be a match winner in the biggest of games, which I went on to say. This is what Grok had to say for themselves as well. You're absolutely right to put Mohamed Salah in the elite company with Thierry Henry and Cristiano Ronaldo. His longevity of consistency is staggering. 7 straight seasons as of 2024-2025 with double-digit goals and assists in the Premier League record is no one else touches, not even those 2 icons. Henry had his peak years at Arsenal, where he was untouchable, but his numbers tapered off later. While Ronaldo's Premier League stint was shorter before he became a global force elsewhere, Salah, meanwhile, keeps delivering at an absurd clip well into his 30s. I think just the way Salah's improved again this season when he's going into 32 at the age of 32. Normally, players as like an example there, Thierry Henry, they sort of tail off towards the end of the career, but Salah has seemed to have got better, gone to another level this season, where his creativity and his goals are taking him to an extravagant level. And I think this is where this conversation of Mohamed Salah has to be up there now with the likes of Thierry Henry in the Premier League greats. To say the record he's smashed, like the most direct goal involvements in a single season, of being the fastest 100 Premier League goals for Liverpool, mirror the kind of dominance Henry and Ronaldo showed in their prime. And those big game moments, Salah's got clutch written all over him. Think of his brace against Manchester City in 2021, dismantling Man United with 5 goal involvements in a single match that same year, or his role in Liverpool's title-clinching run. Ronaldo had his flair against rivals, and Henry had his magic in North London derbies, but Salah's knack of showing up when it counts stacks up just as well. Brilliant from Grok there. If we break it down, Henry's peak might edge Salah, but for pure artistry, and Ronaldo's physicality and aura were unmatched, but Salah's sustained output and versatility is a scorer and a creator. Gives him a unique case. Henry ended up with 74 assists to Salah's 85 and still counting, while Ronaldo's 152 Premier League goals came at a slightly less efficient rate than Salah's current trajectory. If Salah keeps this up for another season or two, hopefully it's at least another 2, he could overtake Ronaldo's goal tally and almost closing on Henry's legacy in terms of trophies and iconic moments. For me, he's already in that tier, not just alongside them, but challenging their spots. If he grabs another title or a Ballon d'Or, which he's been robbed of, let's be honest, what a bracket comment there from Grok. He's been robbed of a Ballon d'Or, it says there. The debate might shift from, is he good? Is he better? Where do you see him? Is he better? Where do you see him stacking up if he finishes his career, let's say, 220 Premier League goals and 100 assists? I think a lot determines on whether Mohamed Salah stays, doesn't it, really? I think a lot determines on whether Mohamed Salah stays. Hopefully he does stay to add to his legacy. But yeah, the comment should shift. Is he good enough to be in the conversation to say, is he better than these other players? I think he's got to be amongst the conversations of these players, certainly. And potentially robbed of a Ballon d'Or there, as Grok says as well. Very, very interesting from Grok with those words. So I went to say top 2 with Thierry Henry for me has the potential to take over his legacy. I personally think Henry is a better player. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a Salah fan. I'm doing this Talking Reds as a Liverpool fan channel. I've got to be honest. I still think Thierry Henry as a footballer is a better footballer. But this is in terms of Premier League legacy now. So I went on to say I personally think Henry is a better player. But in terms of legacy, Salah can match or overcome Henry. Premier League greatness is about legacy, which includes ability, trophies, records, moments, and impact on the team and the league. That's where I want to sort of explain what my thoughts are on that. I think also Henry a better player. I think if I'll pick an 11, I think Henry would be I think I'll pick Henry and Salah, but I'd pick Henry first before Salah, if that makes sense. I'll pick better players first, and then. But talking about Premier League greatness, it's more about legacy. This is where the debate between who's a better player, and like the Steven Gerrard thing, is a better player, clearly a better player than Lampard and Scholes, but people say because they get mixed up between legacy and ability. Ability is different to legacy. Ability is which player are you going to pick in your team first? Which player would you want to rely on and go make a difference out there first? In the likes of Matt Letizia, he might not have a great legacy because he didn't win a Premier League title and he didn't really win much. But he's better player than other players that have won a Premier League title, if that makes sense. So this is the response from Grok. Putting Salah in the top 2 with Henry is a bold but totally defensible shout, especially when you frame Premier League greatness as a mix of legacy, ability, trophies, records, moments, and impact. Henry's got the edge in pure talent for a lot of people. So this bit is brilliant. This bit is brilliant. It also went on to say, Henry's got the edge for pure talent for a lot of people. His flair, that effortless glide past defenders, and his 4 golden boots scream peak brilliance. But Salah's closing the gap fast, and in some areas, he's already ahead when it comes to building that legacy. So this is brilliant from Grok. This is absolutely brilliant for it. Actually breaks down each area I actually mentioned in terms of ability, trophies, records, and this is just sensational. Let's step them up on your criteria. Ability. Henry's technical genius might shade it. His ball control and vision were otherworldly. Salah's no slouch, Salah's no slouch though. His pace, finishing, and playmaking are top tier, and he's more two-footed than Thierry Henry ever was. And again, like I said, ability is completely different to legacy. And ability can be included into a legacy argument. But when you talk about better players, Gerrard scores Lampard. Gerrard's a better player. It's as simple as that. So then it also goes into trophies, highlighted there. Henry's got 2 Premier League titles, so up to Salah's 1, plus the invisible season, which is a trump card. Salah could catch up if Liverpool snag another, and he's already got a Champions League, something Henry didn't win in England. Records. Salah's rewriting the books. Most goal involvements in a 38-game season, fastest to 100 Liverpool goals, 6 seasons of double-digit goals and assists. Henry's got iconic records too, but Salah's consistency is unmatched. Records have got to be included in terms of Premier League great debates, Premier League legacy debates. Things like records and golden boots have got to be included in this. Because when Salah is consistently breaking goal records, breaking assist record, breaking records faster than anyone else, it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. The likes of Thierry Henry couldn't do, and he's on course to beat Thierry Henry's record of 20 goals and 20 assists as well this season. And if he does that again, it's another record broken above Thierry Henry. Also on the record, so it went on to moments then. Henry's got flick-ups and volleys. Salah's got the title-winning, title-clinching runs and rival-demolishing masterclasses. Call it even. And saying quite even on terms of moments. I can remember lots of Henry moments. I can remember lots of Salah moments. And I agree with that. It could be called even. Impact. Henry transformed Arsenal into a dynasty. Let's be honest, he absolutely did. Salah dragged Liverpool back to top four. Salah dragged Liverpool back to the top after decades. Both reshaped the league in their own way. Absolutely. Arsene Wenger just changed the whole Premier League. The way he played football, the way he saw diet and things like that, he changed the whole Premier League. And Henry was the key to allowing that to be changed as well. He was the key for Arsenal to bring that beautiful football to the Premier League. He was the main man behind all that under Arsene Wenger's reign, and yeah, that you got to give Henry props as well. But Salah has also had a huge impact on Liverpool, being the main guy again this season, being pretty much the guy that's dragging Liverpool to a Premier League title, alongside other players have played the part as well. But Salah has been at 51% of goals. He's just ridiculous this season for Mohamed Salah. If Salah hits your hypothetical 220 goals, 100 assists numbers, Henry didn't reach 175 goals to 74 assists, he'd have a statistical legacy that could eclipse Henry's. Add another title, and another trophy gap closes. His impact on Liverpool's revival and the league's global appeal, especially in the Middle East, obviously this is the impact in the whole world that Mohamed Salah has, and in the Middle East and in Islam itself, he has become the most looked up to person in Islam and in the Middle East, and it's sensational the impact he's having on the Premier League and on a fan base as a whole and the whole world as a whole. His legacy and his impact on that is just absolutely out of this world. It really is, and is potentially could be the greatest African to ever play in the Premier League. It's just absolutely incredible. His impact on, you said that already, mirrors Henry's influence on Arsenal and the Premier League's cool factor in 2000s. Henry's invincible aura might always give him a nostalgic, and he cuts off there. So I want to say that Henry's invincible aura always gives him a nostalgic edge, but Salah's relentless output could make his legacy just as towering. Top 2 feels spot on right now. If Salah keeps it up and bags another title or a Golden Boot, which is very, very likely this year, guys, if we're absolutely honest with ourselves, he might not just match Thierry Henry, he could overtake him as the Premier League's defining figure of his era. What do you think tips Salah to claim the top spot outright? Another trophy or piling on the stats? So, to which I answered, it's a good question, Zach. What would Salah have to do to top Henry? Whilst he's in conversation with Henry, what would he have to do to tip Henry? And this is how I answer it. So I went on to answer, another Premier League trophy is a must, which it looks likely to be done this season. Adding on to his stats and breaking more records surely only strengthens his argument. Whether he stays at Liverpool or not, Mohamed Salah will go down in history. That is my answer to that question. You're dead right. Another Premier League trophy feels like the key to sealing Salah's case. And as of March 30th, 2025, Liverpool's in prime position to deliver this season. They're at the top of the table, and Salah's firing on all cylinders, 16 goals and 13 assists in 28 games so far this season, per the latest stats. If he leaves that trophy in May, it's his second in 6 years. It's his second in 6 years, matching Henry's haul and giving him a stronger claim to the top 2 legacy spot. It'd also be quite quiet any doubters who point to Henry's invincible 2003-2004 as the ultimate trump card. Piling on the stats and breaking more records is just the cherry on the top, but it's where Salah's already making history. He's 15 goals shy now of Andy Cole's 199 in 4th place all time, and at his current pace at 0.66 goals per game, he could hit that next season. Crack 200 Premier League goals, push his assist to 100, and keep racking those double-digit seasons, he'd be in the uncharted territory, even for a legend like Thierry Henry. His 252 goal involvements are already 25 ahead of Henry's at 227, and he's done it in fewer games. Whether he stays at Liverpool or moves on, his contract's up in 2025, obviously, Salah's legacy is locked in. Staying could see him chase down Shearer's 260 goal record. So it says staying could see him chase down Shearer's 260 goals, 36 away, doable in 3 more elite seasons. Leaving might shift the narrative, but his impact's undeniable. Reviving Liverpool, inspiring a generation, and setting records that'll stand for years. With another title this season, he's not just in the conversation with Henry, he's got a real shot at being the Premier League's greatest ever. What do you reckon his next move should be to cement that? Stay and stack the stats, or take his talents elsewhere and let the Liverpool chapter stand as it is? That is a question I certainly will be answering. I mean, it's a question that all Liverpool fans sort of want to avoid. The possibility of Salah leaving, but that is a very, very genuine possibility right now. Still no real agreements on his contract with Van Dijk as well. He has cemented his legacy in the Premier League history. Now it's whether he really pushes that conversation with Thierry Henry and takes over him in that. I think, like I said, saying that winning another Golden Boot this time, Premier League title as well, staying would absolutely increase that chance of being the Premier League's greatest player ever. It really would. But if he doesn't, then it's one that we've got to deal with. It really is one we've got to deal with. So from a Bayern, this is my answer to the question. From a Bayern's point of view, I would obviously want Salah to stay at being a Liverpool fan. I couldn't imagine us without him. It would be heartbreaking. If he gets the contract he deserves, I can see nothing less than further adding to his legacy in the coming years. To which Grok responds, as a Liverpool fan, that bias is totally understandable. Salah's been the heartbeat of the team for years, and picturing Anfield without him feels like losing a limb. The guy's 32 now, and he's showing. I do. You know what? Actually, before we go on, I love Grok's sense of humour. We've got a little bit of it in the last episode, but we've got a little bit of it now. The guy's 32 now, but he's showing no signs of slowing down. 16 goals and 13 assists by March 2025 is proof that he's still got that Midas touch. If Liverpool can lock him down in with the... I'll carry on in a second. They said if Liverpool can lock him down with the contract he deserves, something north of his current 350k a week to match his value, I'd bet on him adding serious chapters to his legacy. Staying means more records in sight. He's 36 goals off Shearer's 160. And at this current rate, that's about 2.5 seasons away. Achievable if he keeps defying age like he has. Another Premier League title this year would be his second, and with Arne Slot's system clicking, who's to say third isn't possible? Push his assists past 100. Right now he's at 85, racking up to 300 total goal involvements. And maybe chasing down Billy Little's 220 goal club record, which will be very, very hard. He'd be untouchable in Liverpool law and the Premier League pantheon. The heartbreak of him leaving would sting, no question. And the narrative shifted to crashing out. But if he stays, delivers another title, and keeps piling on those stats, he's not just matching Henry, he's building a case as the greatest Premier League player, period. He did go on to ask another question in that, but it is absolutely, for me, cemented that Mohamed Salah is top 2 Premier League greats of all time. And like I said, when you talk about greats, it's talk about legacy. Legacy is a mixture of the things that myself and Grok spoke about. It's mixed into different sections. And just the way Mohamed Salah's keep going, if he delivers another Premier League title, another golden boot, more records broken, if he stays another 2-3 years, then Thierry Henry is in serious trouble of losing that Premier League great. I'm not saying on ability. I've already stated on this episode that I think Henry is a better player. But in terms of legacy, in terms of Premier League greats, Salah has a huge case in that. He really does, especially if it stays another 2-3 seasons breaking favourite records. It's absolutely sensational what Mohamed Salah is doing. Hopefully he does stay another 2-3 seasons so we can see more of these records broken, more of this legacy being built on